Both my parents are Holocaust survivors. My father was a Lithuanian Jew who survived Dachau concentration camp. My mother was a German Jew who was a fugitive in her own country, running from her own people throughout the war. My father's first wife died in the camps. My mother was his second wife. After my parents divorced, my father remarried. His third wife was a Polish survivor of the Warsaw Ghetto. When his third wife was in her mid-90s, she had severe dementia. She kept asking for my father, but he'd been dead for years. They just told her that he went out to the store and would soon be back. At that time in her life, the doctors discovered that she had colon cancer, and her daughter decided to have her mother operated on. She survived the operation and lived another 2 years. Her daughter was also a survivor of the Warsaw Ghetto and believed that you do everything in your power to save a life. I don't agree. I think there are circumstances when it would be better to let a person die, and this was an example of just such a case. But it wasn't my decision to make. I'm telling you this story in a different context for a different reason. The horror of the Hamas terrorist attack on Israel brings up the question of what to do about the hostages they took. Those monsters have probably tortured and raped them. Nobody would expect less from such creatures. They're animals, not people. The rules of war mean nothing to them. So the question of whether to kill the hostages to put them out of their misery must be put on the table if rescuing them isn't possible. Israel put a price on every Israeli's life up until now. Gilad Shalit was held in captivity by Hamas for 5 years in Gaza and was traded for 1,027 Palestinian prisoners. Hamas never even let the Red Cross see him. Hamas traded 20 female Palestinian prisoners just for an audio tape and video recording of him. The question of whether there's any price possible for an Israeli must now be asked. Should we make martyrs of our kidnapped loved ones by killing them with their captors? Perhaps only in this way will we end the kidnapping of Jews by Muslim terrorists in the future.